Let me show you how to make money off of one of the greatest video games of all time. When Guitar Hero came out, it was one of the most profitable companies ever. There's a wide variety of games that you can play from all sorts of your favorite classic rock bands. However, the company flooded the market with cheap Nintendo Wii guitars. And if you have an Xbox 360, then it's not compatible. Now I found these two Wii guitars at Goodwill for a total of $7. And the Xbox guitars are fetching over $100 a piece. So I found an Xbox body that I found in the junk bin, and a neck from a Wii that I found for free. But they don't combine. You see where the neck fits into the body is this weird cable, kind of like HDMI, but it's not. However, even if they fit properly, all of the wiring for a Wii neck is different than an Xbox guitar body. So let's Frankenstein these two things together and see if they work. After first removing the cover, the most important step is ripping off the warranty sticker to get at the secret screw holding the whole body together. So to convert your Wii neck to the body of an Xbox 360 controller, what you have to do is rewire the pinouts for it. Now those pinouts, the only one that we found was this. These 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5. Those each correspond with the green, red, yellow, blue, and orange buttons. On the neck itself, you're gonna have to change this guy. This changes because you're gonna have to add 2 wires coming and break the connections here and here. And then you add another wire on top of that. So you add a wire to touch that spot and that spot. And those wires are gonna go down. Those are gonna be, this is your 1, this is your 2, and everything else lines up from this diagram. But it's still not over. Right now we're in the middle of the wire. We've got all the wires wired up. Soldering went pretty well. I didn't film that. It's kind of boring and tedious. But now we'll have to Dremel out a spot here so that the neck is not going to be removable anymore, because we found out that these 2 slot things weren't actually making a connection. They were, even though they slide in all the way, this one goes from the body of the guitar, this one goes to the neck. Even though they slot in like that, they weren't making a solid connection all the way. Those pins weren't touching. So we thought we had the wiring wrong. That it's not wrong. It was that the buttons weren't making a connection to the board. Okay, now that we got this removed out of here, a little slot in here, now we can try and that little area. Now we can try and fit both of these together, and there's just a little bit of a gap, so we'll hot glue that in there with all these wires. So the newest problem we encountered was there's screws that go in through here. We forgot about those. They attach to the back of the base of this. So I gotta work this out a bit and take these screws out. I had taped it all so that the screws wouldn't fall out with the tape, but looks like that's not a good idea. So we'll have to take this tape off, as well as take the screws out, and I think I'm just gonna hot glue the whole thing together rather than try and use screws on the inside of it. I could screw from the top of this though. That is an idea. Drill this out and screw the screws in from here. I might do that. Let's do that. But first, take this tape off. Okay, we got one screw out here. Good. Now glue this all together. Alright, let's drill these guys out. And these fun little guys to put in are always a pain, but they just slot in like this. See? They always fall out. And you've got unlock on the back and unlock on this slot. I've always found that the little screws that they give you inside there, I always strip the heads off of them. So I'm doing my own little ones with Phillips because I always strip those little Allen key ones. And we've got this all back together and buttoned up, and it's beautiful. The neck is really strong on it. But the real question is, does it work? So let's turn it on and see. The button is working and it's now connecting. Okay, it's connected. Let's see if the buttons line up. Yes, the green button works. Let's see about everything else. Now the slider, I've always had problems with these in the past anyways, on even like during the games, probably because I'm not that good. But they're just kind of touchy. So if it works, great. If not, that's no big deal. What really matters is the star power on this when you lift up and shake to get that star power, and the whammy bar, as well as obviously all of the buttons. So let's see what we can do. We can still go through the green. That's fine. Nice and easy. It clicks. Easy action. And it's loading, so that's good. Strap works. Things are on nice. There's no play in that neck. Kind of looks cool with those extra holes there. But let's see. We can just do a quick play. And let's see if it works on the start button. Start. It does work. Okay. Now, the real question, do all the buttons work? We know green is good. We haven't tried red, yellow, blue, or orange yet. Reminds me of my college dorm. Oh, red is good. Yellow's good. Now let's see if star power works. And it does. Yes, baby. We've got everything working. Well, let's see about the whammy bar. And does the whammy bar work? No, the whammy bar doesn't work. But for the guitar to have all the buttons and the sliders kind of acting weird and the star power working, that's a good success. I'll take that. Now I looked into this, the whammy bar on this, the potentiometer is kind of weird. It's all over the place, and that has to deal with the motherboard. I was thinking of taking a whammy bar out from one of the other Wii guitars and putting it into this one, but it's not anything with the potentiometer on this guy. It's something with the motherboard, and that's just the way it goes on that. So it's okay. What I really like is the star power and all the buttons. So you are able to turn this around for quite more of a profit than $7 It may not fetch the whole 120, 150 that they're selling for on Craigslist, but you could easily get 60, 70 bucks for a old antique guitar that does everything other than the whammy bar. If you get a whammy bar one that does work, then you could even get those prices for the 100 bucks, 120 bucks. Anyways, I hope this helped. I couldn't find any other videos on converting Wii's into Xbox 360s, or even like the PlayStation ones into Xbox 3s on the necks versus the bodies. So maybe this is a benefit to someone out there who finds some of these in a Goodwill or some garage sale and wants to convert them over to their whatever preferred system. It can also go the other way. But in the meantime, check out some of my other videos that don't have anything to do with plastic guitars, more like real hardware.